What's up, freaking world? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is Justin Copeland. On this channel, Stay Fresh Productions, we talk about everything fragrance related. If you have an interest in that kind of content, you're in the right place. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stick around, so you can get notified every time I upload a video. Make sure you hit that bell icon and you'll never miss an upload. And with that out of the way, thanks for being here. Today we're talking about the brand of Armaf. If you are not familiar with Armaf, I believe they are a UAE based brand, United Arab Emirates. They're known pretty much around the world at this point for their dupes, for their clones. Probably most notably for a fragrance that is, to some people, the closest clone to Creed Aventus, which is their Club de Nuit Intense Man, which I used to own 2 different times and got rid of both times because it just didn't really measure up to Aventus in my opinion, so I just preferred the original. Now, in general, just to get this out of the way, when it comes to clones, because there is a lot of controversy behind clones, I prefer the original. If I can get my hands on the original, that is what I want. Now, I feel like as a fragrance reviewer, even though I don't really care for the clones that much, it is my duty as a fragrance reviewer to be relevant and to offer you guys what is actually out there on the market. And some of you are actually looking for clones because they are more cost effective. They can still get you the same effects in terms of, you know, the scent profile, in terms of compliments and things like that. So I know that they have a place in this world. I know that the controversy lies around something that is close to my heart, which is essentially copying someone else's work, copying the work of an artist and presenting it as your own and profiting from it. That in itself is a travesty because I am an artist. And with that said, just to be clear, I don't work for these companies. I just talk about their fragrances. So if you want to know about them, you're in the right place. We're talking about Armaf. They had Club de Nuit Intense Man. They've had many flankers off of that line. We're going to talk about 2 of them today. And as you saw from the title, one of these is a brand new release. I'm pretty sure it just came out this year. So the first one we're going to talk about today is actually not the new one, not yet. We're going to talk about one that came out, I believe, last year, and it got a lot of positive attention because people said it came really dang close to what it was trying to clone. And this is not new, I'm just late to the game. This is Club de Nuit Milestone. And if you didn't know, this is attempting to clone Creed's Millésime Impériale. I've given it some wear, just to be brief, and damn, they got really close. This is the closest clone I have smelled thus far. I have a Sillage of Unicorns from Parfums Vintage. They have a few other iterations. I think they have an intense version. I have that too. And those are pleasant, but they kind of go in another direction. This, they pretty much nailed it. I'm gonna spray each one just to remind myself of these openings. Here's the Creed. That fantastic atomizer. Yes. Familiar, fruity, fresh, aquatic, musky, kind of sea salty. Very classy, elegant stuff here. Has this interesting kind of like powderiness to it. I don't know if people talk about that much. I get this almost dusty, powdery nuance from Millésime Impériale, which is interesting. And here is the Armaf. You know, it's, if anything, the Creed has a little bit more texture to the scent, which I think is, again, is coming from this like dusty, almost powdery nuance. Let me know if you smell this in Creed Millésime Impériale, because I don't hear many people talking about it. It could just be me, but the Armaf does not have that. It has pretty much everything that Millésime Impériale has, but it doesn't have that texture. And there's a part of me that actually prefers that. You get the fruitiness, you get the aquatic nature, you get the musk, but that part is not in there. And again, it could just be me. I have an older bottle. This is a 2016 bottle. I've had it a couple years now, and it was pre-owned. Someone else had it before me. So it's an older bottle. I don't know if the scent has changed, but to my nose, it's been this way since I got it over 2 years ago now. And I love Milestone Imperial, but there's a part of me that it prefers Milestone, at least if we're talking smelling it up close. In the air, the wearing experiences are actually very similar. I think I kind of prefer the Creed. There's just something about it, the way it behaves in the air, that you cannot replicate because of the ingredients. But this, man, in the air, people are going to be hard pressed to really know that this is not Creed Milestone Imperial. It smells very good. It smells very similar. It might even smell a little bit more pleasant to some people, again, especially when they smell it up close, but you have to be the judge. So I would check this out if you haven't already. Kind of a beautiful bottle in the same style as all the others. I love the gold. It's gonna get tarnished and fingerprinty very quickly, but for now it looks great. So that is Club de Nuit Milestone. I will have links down below. I want to take a moment to talk about another fragrance that Armaf sent me that you are probably familiar with. I used to own this. I got rid of it. When they said they wanted to send it to me, I said I actually don't really need it, but they insisted. They said I could give it away or something. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time with it, and I might give it away. This is Treynui, and this is their clone of Creed's Green Irish Tweed, which I also do have. This is an older 75 ml bottle, which they don't make anymore. But this one is also pretty dang close, but it's you can tell it's not quite the same quality. I'm gonna spray that. I actually wore this a little bit today. Yeah, up top it's like, is this Green Irish Tweed? It's so close. You get the lemon verbena, you get this, I think there's violet in here. Iris has a little bit of a powderiness. It's kind of watery. Very green, very fresh, very invigorating, very cooling. And it smells just like Green Irish Tweed. Let's spray the opening of this. They don't dry down quite the same way. Yeah, the Creed is just more authentic. It smells like greenery. It smells like grass. It really does. It's smooth, fresh, watery, very open. A little bit powdery, but not really, but it's so smooth. I think there's some sandalwood in here as it dries. It's just more authentically green. Now, which one is better? That's up to you. Some people might prefer the more authentic stuff. Some people might actually prefer something that doesn't smell just like the ground. Still very pleasant. This will definitely get you compliments, but this, especially when it dries down, you can't really beat Green Irish Tweed. Treynui comes close. Smells good, comes close. The closest I've smelled of anything, but the original can't beat it. Okay, the last one up here. This is their brand new release from this year, and this is called Club de Nuit Sillage. I really don't like the name. It's such a generic name. This name could go with any fragrance, and it doesn't describe the scent one bit. Neither does Milestone, and honestly, any of them don't, really, which is what bothers me. You see the scent and you're like, okay, what the heck is this supposed to smell like? Sillage. Again, that's just a general term for your scent trail. But this is cloning Creed's Silver Mountain Water, which I do have. I don't know if Armaf already has a clone of Silver Mountain Water. I thought they did. They might, and it might come in another bottle. But this is their Club de Nuit line version of it. So this one scared me. I wore it yesterday. I wore it today. This stuff, nothing really smells like Silver Mountain Water. At least I've been saying that. There's nothing that really comes close. Now this is decidedly a little bit different, but there's that vibe in Silver Mountain Water that is hard to replicate. That mineral inkiness, which you don't really see a lot of brands replicate very well, but it's here. I gotta put it side by side. I did wear them side by side already, but let's get the openings here. The one difference that I notice in the Armaf, which is actually something that I like, is that the bergamot is amped up here. It has more of that citrus bitterness. It's a bite, it's kind of juicy, and it's mouth watering. You get more of that here than you do in the Creed, which is right off the bat more of that kind of metallic tea kind of vibe, that musky metallic tea. Now Silver Mountain water smells fantastic, but unfortunately I do have a newer bottle. This stuff is very watered down. I put these side by side on my arm. After about 3 hours I could barely get Silver Mountain anymore, and Sillage was going, it was pumping, and it pumped for maybe a good 4 more hours. We're talking at least 7 hours of longevity. The Creed was completely gone by that point, like I'd never sprayed anything on, which was very disappointing. But this is one of those instances where I gotta say that if we're just talking about performance, if we're talking about what you get for what you pay with Creed, this thing lasts longer, obviously, and the scent character is just about 1-to-1. And I was digging my nose in this thing. I was being very critical with it, and every time I would come back to it, I was just impressed. I'm like, why does this smell so good? Why does it smell like Silver Mountain water, but it has more of a core to it? It has more density to it. They kind of nailed it. It's scary. And again, there's a part of me deep down that really doesn't want to celebrate this, because again, it is a clone, it is copying art, because in my opinion, Silver Mountain water is a timeless classic that I will love forever. I love that stuff, but I love this too. I just can't help myself. It's kind of visceral. It is kind of involuntary. I put it on, I smell it, and my brain goes, we like that. That is good. So I can't lie. I'm not proud of this. I can't say, yeah, I'm glad they cloned it, because again, I'm not crazy about cloning. But if we're just saying, does it smell good? Yes, it does. Does it smell like the original? Which is the whole point. Yes, it does. Again, especially considering that this is not an easy fragrance to clone, and you can get it cheaper. I mean, you be the judge. I'm not saying go out and buy this. I'm saying, if you want to know what it smells like, does it smell like Silver Mountain water? Yes, it does. It smells very good. If you want to go buy it, you can. If you want to not give any money to Armaf, then that is your choice. But I wanted to get this on your radar to let you know that it exists. And if you want to look into it, again, there will be links down below if I can find them. So that's just a little Armaf spotlight. They didn't pay me for this video. They just sent me these fragrances. Again, I'll probably end up giving at least one of these away at some point. So be on the lookout for that. If you like the video, then please like the video. It really helps me out here on YouTube, helps with my visibility across the platform. And if you want to support me on my journey as a content creator to be able to do this and actually pay my bills and whatnot, and get some more exclusive content from me, check out my Patreon. I got a link down below. Join the Fresh Fam. There's a number of ways that you can participate. And again, we'll just have some extra engagement and interaction. We'll do some private live streams. There's, again, private content over there in terms of video uploads. We do giveaways. We have a private chat room. It's just a lot of fun. So I hope to see you there. I hope we can get to know each other there. And thank you in advance for your support. And please subscribe, join the Fresh Squad today. That is totally free. Click that button. You lose not a penny from your bank account. And you get to come back here every week, usually twice a week, and we get to talk about fragrances. So if you've tried Club de Nuit Sillage, let me know what you think of it. If you didn't know about it, let me know how you feel about this video. You know, let's talk about it. You know how this goes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.